there and welcome to Verdict 2017, where we get to you all the updates from the poll-bound states. Today, of course, we're getting you all the updates from UP and Uttarakhand, also some special reports from Goa and Manipur. Let's start with the headlines. Samajwadi Party and the Congress discuss seat sharing. Parties likely to announce manifesto and electoral pact in a day or two. Ajit Singh-led RLD says it will not be a part of the alliance. BJP faces revolt in Uttarakhand. Tickets to Congress rebels trigger protests against the party leadership. And in a focus on Goa, in an exclusive interview to Rajya Sabha TV, State BJP President Vinay Tendulkar says his party will register a second consecutive win in the assembly polls. Starting with UP, where amid reports that the RLD has refused to be part of the alliance with the Samajwadi Party on Uttar Pradesh, both the Congress and the Samajwadi Party said that they will announce a formal pact soon. Reports say a faction of the Apna Dal has also shown interest in an alliance with the SP Congress combined. Political parties in Uttar Pradesh are racing against time to firm up electoral alliances in the state. With the first phase of elections barely 3 weeks away, the Samajwadi Party and the Congress have announced their agreement could be finalized in a day or two. However, suspense continues on the potential third element in the equation. The RLD, led by Ajit Singh, says it's yet to receive a proposal for an electoral pact.
समाजवादी पार्टी ने कोई बात नहीं की। समाजवादी पार्टी ने करीब 2 महीने पहले शिवपाल यादव जी आए थे, मुलायम सिंह जी ने बात की थी, अभी 1 हफ्ते पहले अखिलेश यादव ने भी बात की, पर उसके बाद कोई गठबंधन की बात नहीं। कहते हैं कि भाई कांग्रेस बात करे, हमसे किसी ने आज तक बात ही नहीं की है।
Samajwadi Party leaders are, however, ruling out an alliance with the RLD. The party's thinking is that it could alienate the Muslim community on account of the Muzaffarnagar issue and its strained relations with the Jat community.
कांग्रेस के साथ बातचीत भी हो चुका है, अलायंस केवल कांग्रेस का साथ होगा। देखिए, उत्तर प्रदेश का जो विधानसभा चुनाव 2017 में बहुत महत्वपूर्ण चुनाव है। सारा हिंदुस्तान देख रहा है उत्तर प्रदेश में क्या होगा, और हम लोग का लक्ष्य है केवल 2017 नहीं 2019 में ही है। इसलिए कांग्रेस का साथ हम लोग गठबंधन किया कि 2017 में सत्ता पुनराय अखिलेश जी मुख्यमंत्री बनेंगे।
Both the Samajwadi Party and the Congress are in talks for the seats their candidates will contest. Sources say that while the SP is expected to contest over 300 seats, the Congress is likely to be offered about 85 seats. The party, however, wants the number to be pushed up to 100. The other sticking point is a list of non-negotiable seats. While the SP has a list of 290 such seats, the Congress has 15. Sources say a decision could be announced by Friday. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Well, to give us more insight into those developments, we've got Shekhar Iyer, political editor with the Deccan Herald, joining us in studio this evening. Mr. Iyer, thanks so much for being here on Verdict 2017. First of all, just the RLD and its decision not to go with the Samajwadi and the Congress. We do understand it's a small player, so it's trying to, of course, keep its cards as close as possible to its chest. But how does the Samajwadi Party and the Congress combined view this?
Well, I think it's the other way around. It is the Samajwadi Party which is, we have seen from yesterday, Samajwadi Party has been saying that there is no such proposal for an alliance with Rashtriya Lok Dal. So therefore, and today the statements you are seeing from RLD leaders is actually a sign of exasperation that Akhilesh Yadav doesn't want to deal directly with them. Because what we have heard in the last few days is that, I mean, even before the Election Commission decided on cycle symbol going in favor of Samajwadi Party, what we have heard is that Samajwadi Party would not like to directly deal with RLD since it is seen as a kind of a Jat party. And rather, it would want the Congress to do whatever it can, I mean, to accommodate RLD as in whatever number of seats it negotiates. That is what we have been hearing. So today what you're seeing is, after SP leaders made it clear yesterday, RLD leaders are saying, look, we are not, because nobody has spoken to us.
Yes.
And we have also noticed that in the whole run-up also we saw Ajit Singh, talking about the delay in finalizing seats, obviously because of whatever was going on inside the Samajwadi Party. Therefore, I think we are seeing a stage, perhaps the first you could see the announcement of a alliance between Samajwadi Party and the Congress Party. And the number of seats we are being told could be anywhere between 80 to 100. And it's possible. The Congress, which has been working on this sort of a grand kind of tie-up,
Yes.
would on its part do something to get the RLD into the bracket.
All right. All right. So that's, of course, one development that we're looking forward to at least tomorrow and on Saturday as well. Within 1 or 2 days is when we'll be getting a formal announcement from the Samajwadi Party and the Congress. Shekhar Iyer, continue to stay with us. Let's also talk about Punjab Congress Chief Captain Amrinder Singh and Navjot Singh Sidhu, who held a joint press conference in Amritsar today. During his address, Amrinder Singh said that he is happy with Navjot Sidhu's decision to join the Congress party. He also claimed that his party will sweep all the 9 assembly seats in Amritsar. On Wednesday, Sidhu and Amrinder filed their papers on the last day of filing of the nominations for the February 4th assembly polls in the state. While Sidhu filed his papers from Amritsar East, Amrinder filed his nomination papers from Lambi seat, where he will take on Punjab Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal.
$1 lakh crore rupees has gone to Jharkhand, to Madhya Pradesh, to Rajasthan, to Odisha, and they are investing there because of the bad law and order and the management here. बादला ने बिल्कुल बेड़ा गर्क करता साडा पंजाब दा हर इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट तो पैसे मंगते ने they want shares in the industry and that is why nobody wants to come here. ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਨਵੀਂ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਬਣੇਗੀ by God's grace we will settle all this.
All right, Vishal Dahiya, our correspondent, is joining us, in fact, live from Amritsar, tracking all these developments across Punjab. Vishal, we got Captain Amrinder Singh joined by Navjot Singh Sidhu, keeping up that momentum really of, the Congress being in the news, Congress being the ones who are making news there as far as the contestants are concerned, and the statements that are, of course, coming in from the party leaders as well.
Oh, yes, you're right, Tracy. In fact, the motive of that press conference, which was held earlier today in the morning by Navjot Sidhu and Captain Amrinder Singh in Amritsar, was not only to show the strength, but also to put up a united face. There has been a lot of murmur about how both these leaders do not get along together and how that can be detrimental to the Congress's prospects, not only in the areas in and around Amritsar, but elsewhere as well. But this is all, an effort which was made by the Congress party to kill all those rumors and present a united face. Of course, the Congress leaders would definitely go ahead and claim that they are on the right track. But indeed, we have been traveling in and around Amritsar for quite some time now. And even the local leaders of the Congress party believe that if Navjot Sidhu's entry could have happened at least 2 weeks earlier, then the momentum might have been much more, faster, and things could have been a little more different than what they seem right now. But all in all, they still have at least 2.5 weeks in their hands for campaigning, and that's why we see Navjot Singh Sidhu, immediately within 24 hours of joining Congress, hitting the streets. He did a roadshow in Amritsar, then he did a press conference with Captain Amrinder Singh. In fact, both of them today were supposed to go to Gurdwara as well, the Golden Temple out here, but then that was cancelled at the last moment as the new candidate of the Congress, that's Navjot Sidhu, had to go to the Election Commission's office out here.
All right, but I'm sure that is surely to happen in the coming days as well. Vishal, thanks so much for joining us for the moment on those updates coming in from Amritsar. Meanwhile, in Uttarakhand, the BJP is facing a revolt ever since it announced the list for the upcoming assembly elections. Dissatisfied party leaders in all the assembly seats where Congress rebels were given tickets are now openly protesting against the BJP brass. Here's a report. BJP workers on Thursday raised slogans at the party headquarters in Uttarakhand. They are protesting in support of BJP leaders who have been denied tickets by the party. The current resentment is due to the induction of several influential Congress leaders into the party right before the assembly polls.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं ने बहुत लंबे समय से यहाँ पे काम कर रहे हैं, संघर्ष किया है और इस राज्य के हित के बारे में सोचते हैं। ऐसे कार्यकर्ताओं पे पार्टी को पुनर्विचार करना चाहिए। मेरे कहना, हम जैसे लोग, बहुत से लोग हैं जिन्होंने संगठन में बहुत लंबे समय तक 30 वर्ष तक काम कर लिया, मुझसे और भी सीनियर हैं, बहुत अच्छे कार्यकर्ता हैं, ईमानदार कार्यकर्ता हैं, डेडिकेट वर्कर हैं, जो उत्तराखंड के जन सरोकारों से जुड़े हुए हैं।
कि जब जनता के द्वारा जनता का शासन है, जब जनता चाहती है उनको टिकट चाहिए, तो उनको टिकट क्यों नहीं मिल रहा है कि नहीं है? विनोद चमोली को टिकट की जनता का जब पूरे उनके पक्ष में, तो विनोद चमोली जिंदाबाद जिंदाबाद।
There are at least 24 of 70 assembly seats where strong ticket contenders face disappointment. The situation in the Uttarakhand Congress is no different. Raging and fighting has put the party on the back foot. However, party leaders deny reports of a rift.
निश्चित रूप से देखिए, जो भी कमी रही होगी उसको पूरा करेंगे, उसमें दुरुस्त करेंगे। कमियां रही होगी तो सुधार किया जाएगा। लेकिन 10 के 10 जो लोग गए हैं वो अति महत्वाकांक्षी लोग हैं। उनमें से कांग्रेस पार्टी ने हर एक को बनाने का काम किया। भयंकर आरोप लगने के बाद भी, गंभीर आरोप लगने के बाद भी उनको मंत्री बनाने का काम किया, सीएलपी लीडर बनाने का काम किया। मात्र 2.5 साल के संसदीय अनुभव में बहुगुणा जी को चीफ मिनिस्टर बनाने का काम किया। यशपाल आर्य जी को कांग्रेस ने उत्तर प्रदेश में भी टिकट दिया।
The decision-making process isn't going to be a cakewalk for the BJP. According to sources, Congress rebels who've joined the BJP have an upper hand as far as tickets are concerned. While the party has reported in fighting, senior leaders also do not want to disappoint the existing leaders. Navikram's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, Shekhar Iyer of the Deccan Herald still with us in studio. Shekhar, the BJP, of course, at this point, the last thing they would want, infighting really coming out in the open. That's in fact something, even in Punjab, that we saw as far as the ticket distribution was concerned. And that's something we're seeing in Uttarakhand too.
Yeah, I think these are times where it's difficult to manage the aspirants. I mean, and this argument about, the loyal workers versus the new entries. What we are seeing in particular in Uttarakhand, where there is a feeling among these aspirants that the prospect of their party is bright. So therefore, there is lot of pressure, there is lot of clamor that why we haven't got it. But whether it is the Congress or the BJP, what happens in the Central Election Committee meetings is the selectors will have to go by what is called the winning ability. And this time, since the stakes are so high in Uttarakhand, we find that where they find that they do not have enough candidates of their own party who can manage, who can counter the opposite camp, the tendency seems to be to go for the very candidate. And the result you see is a lot of protests, and because today already we are hearing the media headlines saying is it Congress BJP or BJP Congress, in the sense there is so many of them are here and there.
Yes, absolutely.
But it also goes to show what has happened to the politics in that state. See, all these leaders who have managed to just walk over, just in 24 hours and get a party nomination.
Yes.
These leaders are seen as themselves being very strong faces in those places.
Okay.
So therefore, they have their own following. They have their own grip on that constituency. But definitely, you will see this kind of situation being repeated in Uttar Pradesh also.
All right.
Where for each seat, I am told there are 20 aspirants.
All right. That's, of course, one story.
So you can
looking
imagine if there are
Shekhar.
400 assembly seats, it works to 8,000 aspirants.
All right, we'll leave it there for now, Shekhar Iyer. Thank you so much for joining us on these states, and we hope to see you again on the show to give us an insight into the developments that we're seeing in the other states. Meanwhile, Chief Election Commissioner Naseem Zaidi and other senior members of the EC visited Uttarakhand to review the poll preparations, also security arrangements. Our correspondent Navikram Singh spoke exclusively to the CEC.
उत्तराखंड में चुनाव की तैयारियों का जायजा लेने के लिए आए हुए हैं मुख्य चुनाव आयुक्त नसीम जैदी साहब। सर, यहाँ आप लोगों की मीटिंग हुई, 2 दिन मीटिंग चली, क्या यहाँ पर मुख्य चुनौतियां आपके सामने हैं?
देखिए, यहाँ पर जो हमने पूरे 2 दिन चर्चा करी, उसमें मुख्यतः 3-4 चुनौतियां हैं। एक तो चुनौती जो सभी पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज और विभिन्न माध्यमों से हमें मालूम पड़ा, वो है यहाँ पे शराब का वितरण और उसका दुरुपयोग हमारी निर्वाचन प्रक्रिया में। और तो उसको रोकने के लिए हमने यहाँ पर राज्य प्रशासन को और अपने मशीनरी को कहा है कि वो आगामी 4-5 दिनों में उस मशीनरी को बहुत तेजी से काम कराएं और उसके अच्छे परिणाम प्राप्त करें। दूसरा यहाँ का जो मुख्य इशू उठाया गया है वो ये है कि मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट का यहाँ पे कड़ाई से पालन किया जाए। खास तौर पर जो ये विज्ञापन होर्डिंग्स लग रहे हैं उसमें सभी लोगों को समान अवसर प्रदान हो, और इसके लिए हमने एक व्यवस्था बनाई है। सभी जिला मजिस्ट्रेटों और म्युनिसिपल अथॉरिटीज को निर्देश दिए हैं कि वे फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट बेसिस पर और समान अवसर प्रदान करें सभी पार्टी और कैंडिडेट्स को।
यहाँ पर बहुत तेजी से अदला बदली हो रही है राजनीतिक दलों में, कांग्रेस के लोग बीजेपी में, और खासतौर पर एक अगर पॉलिटिकल पार्टी की बात करें कांग्रेस के काफी लोग चुनाव के वक्त बीजेपी में। आचार संहिता का क्या उल्लंघन नहीं है या इन पर कोई कार्रवाई कर सकता है?
जो निर्वाचित सदस्य हैं उनके बारे में एंटी डिफेक्शन एक्ट बना हुआ है। जो निर्वाचित नहीं है जो एक पार्टी से दूसरी पार्टी में जा रहे हैं वो आयोग के कार्य क्षेत्र से बाहर हैं।
शुक्रिया सर हमसे
Thank
बात
you.
करने के लिए। तो आप देख सकते हैं कि मुख्य चुनाव आयुक्त का साफ कहना है कि उत्तराखंड पर्वतीय इलाका है और यहां पर शांतिपूर्ण और ज्यादा से ज्यादा मत प्रतिशत बढ़े, ये आयोग की कोशिश है। कैमरामैन संतोष यादव के साथ नवविक्रम सिंह, राज्यसभा टीवी, देहरादून।
And now to Manipur, where one of the major issues for voters would be the state government's move to create 7 new districts. Most affected are the hill districts, dominated by the Naga and Kuki tribes. While the Nagas are protesting in the form of an economic blockade which has paralyzed the state, a section of the Kukis are now looking at its traditional rivals to take on the incumbent Congress government. Akhilesh Suman has a special report from Manipur.
Traditional rivals, the Nagas and Kukis in Manipur rarely ever end up on the same side politically. But these days, the Indigenous Kuki People's Forum, or IKPF, is publicly backing the stand taken by the United Naga Council to impose an economic blockade in the state, which has crossed over 2.5 months. IKPF leaders say the Ibobi Singh government's decision to create new districts was ill-timed and it should have consulted all tribes, including the Nagas.
Since it was a sensitive issue, government should have put on board, have a longer discussion and have a dialogue, and they should have been much more transparency, then this issue would have been resolved at the earliest. So it was necessity that they should have consulted them.
There are 10 Kuki MLAs in the assembly, while one of the 2 MPs from the state is a Kuki. But the sudden announcement of creating new districts came as a surprise, which the group sees as an attempt by the Ibobi Singh government to polarize votes to avoid an anti-incumbency backlash.
Giving 7 districts was good move by this incumbent government. They should have done 5 years, 6 years earlier than what it's supposed to be have done just around the corner of elections. So perhaps in the round corner of election, they have declared these 7 districts. So probably they would like to take some political mileage also.
The Kukis have traditionally been the swing vote, hence their support towards the Nagas is being seen as a strategic move. In addition to being caught in the conflict between the Nagas and the Métis, they have been unhappy about the state of development in their villages. While they have derived some benefit from the National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, the state government has not managed to take it forward. Roads are in a bad shape and water supply in the hilly areas is an acute problem.
Water problem is here and road problem is also there here because there is no black topping. In the rainy season there is many muddies are here.
Although Kukis form almost 11% of the population, they don't have any particular political outfit. At present, their leaders are present in all major parties. Akhilesh Suman's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
In fact, Akhilesh Suman is joining us now from Imphal. Akhilesh, this is the reason why Manipur is such a difficult state to predict, because at a moment when you think the Congress may be coming back to power, now you're seeing the Kukis coming towards the Nagas.
Yeah, it's very interesting, Tracy, for me also, because what I have heard there that Kukis and Nagas hardly come together. Even when they are by side village, there is some sort of conflict and miscommunication among them. But this time, I think that some of the Kuki organizations are feeling that the spate of violence may again increase because, you remember 1993 situation when Nagas and Kukis were fierce fight. There were bloody riots all over the state. And now they are saying that it is also somehow it is being stage managed, just seeing election around the corner. And this Ibobi Singh's decision might again infuriate the Nagas, and then there may be violent clashes between Naga, Kukis, and even Métis. So this is the situation, and that is why some of the Kuki organizations are trying to comment like this, that government must have taken every stakeholder, especially the Nagas, into confidence, because they are very sensitive to the land, and they have always been complaining that land is a prime issue, core issue for Nagas, and either the government or the Kukis or some other tribes come here, they grab their land, and they are again going into the hinterland. So
yes.
seeing this, I think that it is a positive move. Some of the, you can say that when you are in a democracy, you have to talk to the all stakeholders. And given the fact that Manipur is a state where ethnic issues have been to the core for just after independence, it has never gone down unless the government talked to them. So at a time when Nagas were in peace talks with the central government, even Kukis are in peace talks with the central government. So this move is being taken very skeptically by almost all communities in the state.
But this just goes to show everything is possible in politics. Thanks so much, Akhilesh, for joining us for the moment from those details coming in from Manipur. Meanwhile, aiming high for his party, the Goa BJP president Vinay Tendulkar has said that BJP is definitely going to win in the forthcoming state assembly elections. Our correspondent Ravindra Sharan spoke to him.
डेवलपमेंट के अलावा रोजगार के बारे में वेरियस स्कीम्स वी आर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग अभी चालू उसके से और इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे ऐसा कुछ जाएंगे।
पर इस तरह के आरोप लग रहे हैं कि जो वादे 2012 में किए गए थे वो पूरे नहीं हुए हैं। जो यू टर्न लिया है यूपी,
यू टर्न नहीं लिया है हमने। जो 100% वादे नहीं पूरे होते, लेकिन 90% तो वादे किए थे वो पूरे हो गए। और इसके अलावा जो वादे नहीं किए थे उसमें भी हम नए काम किए।
पर भाषा का मुद्दा भी बचा है सर, और कसिनो
का मुद्दा तो इलेक्शन में नहीं, यानी सुप्रीम कोर्ट का ये है।
और कसिनो अभी भी चालू है, आपने वादा किया था 2012।
वादा किया था, लेकिन हम शिफ्ट करेंगे करके, वैसे उपलब्ध जगह कोई देता है किधर तो हम उधर शिफ्ट करेंगे।
तो आम आदमी पार्टी नया एंट्रेंट है सर, लगता है कि उससे कुछ किसी तरह का आप लोगों को डेंट पड़ सकता है आपके वोट बैंक में?
कुछ नहीं, आम आदमी किसको भी डेंट नहीं पड़ेगा।
आप लोग चुनाव जीतने की
पक्का हम लगभग 26 तक गोवा में जीतेंगे,
लेकिन
पे और हमारे स्कीम के ऊपर ही।
लेकिन मुख्यमंत्री के नाम की घोषणा चुनाव के पहले नहीं की जाएगी।
आफ्टर इलेक्शन मुख्यमंत्री घोषणा हो जाएगी, सब विधायक और केंद्रीय हमारा पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड है वो तय।
तो आप भी हैं सर दौड़ में?
नहीं, मैं दौड़ में नहीं। मैं
Well, the BJP dismissing Aam Aadmi Party, but Ravindra Sharan exclusively spoke to Elvis Gomes, AAP's chief ministerial candidate in Goa, a bureaucrat who recently took voluntary retirement and joined the party.
खूब आपका अनुभव है प्रशासनिक सेवा का, किस तरह की समस्याएं आपको लगता है कि जनता की है?
गोवा में कजिनोज लाए करीबन 7 साल पहले कांग्रेस ने, लोग नहीं चाहते थे। एक स्टेट की एक इमेज है, वो इमेज लोग बदलना नहीं चाहते थे। तो 2012 में जब ये बीजेपी ने कैंपेन चालू कर दिया और लोगों आंदोलन किया और लोगों के सामने गए और बोले कि अगर बीजेपी पावर में आ जाएंगे तो तुरंत हम कजिनोज हटाएंगे। 5 साल अभी पूरे हो गए। 5 साल में वो लोगों ने और भी बढ़ाए कजिनोज। माइनिंग बड़ा स्कैम बोल रहे थे, लेकिन पावर में आने के बाद एक शख्स के ऊपर एक्शन नहीं लिया गया। 36,000 करोड़ का स्कैम ऐसा बताया गया। और हमारे लोकल जो ग्रुप्स है जो माइनिंग में बहुत स्टडी किया है वो लोगों ने, वो बोलते हैं कि मोर देन 100,000 बोला 1 लाख, और हमारा जो लैंड है लार्ज स्केल पर जो बिक जाता था बाहर वालों को बड़े बड़े इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट लोगों को, वो नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि हमारा आगे जो पोस्टेरिटी है उनको ये लैंड नहीं मिलेगा।
किसान की स्थिति खराब है,
क्योंकि ये जो भी सरकार आती है वो सरकार में जो लोग रहते हैं उनको एक ही इंटरेस्ट रहता है कि जितना जल्दी वो सब कन्वर्ट करके बिल्डिंग्स बनाओ और बिल्डर लोगों से जो मिलता है वो ले लो। कि हम एग्रीकल्चर रिवाइव करेंगे, हम एग्रीकल्चर स्कूल बनाएंगे। जो ड्रॉप आउट्स होने का चांसेस है, पर्टिकुलरली रूरल सेक्टर में से जो लड़के लड़कियां आती हैं उनका ड्रॉप आउट होने का चांसेस है, उनको हम स्टॉप करके एग्रीकल्चर में घुसाएंगे।
करप्शन के केस में आपको भी घसीटने की कोशिश की जा रही है, आपके खिलाफ भी?
वो तो ज़बरदस्ती कर रहे थे। वो अभी जब उनको मालूम बड़ा लग रहा था कि मैं छोड़ रहा हूँ, जा रहा हूँ, तो उन्होंने आर्टिफिशियली एक ऐसा रचा वो प्रोग्रेस।
तो आप होपफुल हैं सर कि इस बार कामयाबी मिलेगी आप लोगों को और जनता स्वीकार करेगी?
हम होपफुल है। लोगों के पास कोई दूसरा चारा नहीं है। लोग तंग आ चुके हैं और लोग एक ऑल्टरनेटिव की तरफ देख रहे हैं, और वो एक ही है कि आम आदमी पार्टी।
And here are more updates from the election states in Polpuri. The Aam Aadmi Party submitted its reply to the Election Commission on its notice alleging model code violation. The notice was over party chief Arvind Kejriwal's remarks in Goa, where he allegedly promoted bribery. The EC called it prima facie violation of the model code. Scrutiny of nominations for Goa Assembly elections took place today. 405 nominations have been received so far. The last date of withdrawal is the 21st of January. Voting for 40 Assembly seats in Goa will take place in a single phase on the 4th of February. scrutiny of nominations for the Punjab Assembly elections also ended today. Wednesday was the last day for filing the papers. 1,941 candidates filed papers this time. Navjot Singh Sidhu, Captain Amrinder Singh and Bhagwant Mann are among those. Nomination kicked off for the first phase of polling in UP for the 2017 elections. The process of filing nomination papers for the first phase started, in fact, on Tuesday. Voting on the 11th February will cover 73 assembly constituencies spanning 15 districts in western UP. And that's all we have for you on Verdict 2017. For now, thanks so much for joining us.